Started my own little farm in about 1976, 77, the year after my daughter Hannah was born. And I ran this little farm selling milk. I had 3 dairy cows, chickens, vegetables, and eventually, because I was raising sheep, I got into the business of having the wool from the sheep spun into yarn at the Bartlett Mill in Harmony, Maine. I started selling this yarn at my farm stand, just as all entrepreneurs do, you're thinking, what else can I sell? How else can I make some money in the summer? And so people would come to me and say, would you be interested if I brought a couple sweaters to your farm stand? How about a pair of socks that I made this winter? And before I knew it, I had this farm stand with all the things that you like to have, and then a whole variety of knitted goods. And then I started thinking, well, why don't I sell some things that the women who knit could buy? So then I got knitting needles, and I was selling them the yarn. Anyway, as all good ideas sort of get going, one thing led to another. I opened a little retail store selling sweaters, hand-knit sweaters and socks and things like that. So then I got thinking, you know, if we turn these into kits, well, then we have a much greater volume. And not only that, but I could employ people year-round. I wouldn't be worrying about, you know, the issues around piecework and was I paying people enough, and could we sustain this business? So, so we started this kit company, and that gave us the opportunity to take all the great things that we were making as sweaters, pack them up in a bag, you know, little balls, the instructions, all those things, and use those as our product. The best thing that drove our marketing and selling our product was the state of Maine. Our knitting books were full of pictures of people wearing the sweaters, you know, in a rowboat, on the beach, in front of a spruce tree. Everything was about Maine, and we included little essays about our community, about knitting as a tradition, about anything we could think of. We put into our knitting books and our catalogs. And without a doubt, even though they were wonderful sweaters and it was made yarn and wool that I bought from other island farms and my own, all those things were great at selling the product. But it was those stories about Maine. But it was a wonderful thing to start a business. We had, as I said, about 10 women at the height of our business. I ran it for about 10 years. And we were probably about a $500,000 company when I sold the business in 1993.